Hi. So the stream just stopped working for no good reason, except for that we have one bar of signal thing on the modem, and it's not even windy right now. So just in case it happens again, um, I don't just do video games and stream them and put them on YouTube afterwards. I also write books. Um, if you've been watching me for a long time, you probably know this already, and if you haven't, well, I do. So, anyway, they are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And they are The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 1, Pirate's Daughter, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 2, Misfortune, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 3, Hard Times. That's one that I just ordered in the new cover. The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 1, Esperanza's Party. The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 2, The Island. And a separate series which is for children called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. Now, just in case anybody wants to know, we did not name Coral. We probably would have named her Samantha, or we would have named her Leia, or my husband's a big Star Wars fan. Or Ahsoka, or, I don't know. Natalie, Morgan, something. But she came with the name Coral, and we decided not to change it. And, although her sister, we had to change her name because they thought she was a boy when she was a little wee kitten, and then we found out she's a girl. So it's like, okay, what's her name gonna be? And I read Nancy Drew books all the time, and the guy that was supposed to be fostering them, he had asked, can we take care of them because I'm at home anyway? And it's like, sure. So, of course we fell in love, and, we adopted them, and the rest is history. But yeah, so her name was Lance, and then we, decided she'll be named Nancy. Well, then Nancy moved out on us, and we found Ben, because there was a note on the laundry room door saying, if somebody doesn't adopt him, he's gonna have to go to the kitty pound. And Coral and Nancy did not seem to have, and did not seem to like the kitty pound at all whatsoever. And that may be because, they were like, getting poked and prodded and shots and all that stuff. But I don't know. It seemed like they were terrified of humans every time they came back. So, anyway, we adopted them, and like I said, we found out that, um, Lance ended up needing to be a Nancy, so that's what she got named. And then she moved out on us when she was 3, and we adopted Ben when he was 4 months old, and it just happened. It was so weird. Ben was born in January, and he just happened to be 2 years apart from Coral. And then when we found Sam, he happened to be 2 years apart from Ben. So we broke that streak with Bobby, though. Okay, so Bobby just had her birthday on October 25th, and we couldn't do anything for her. We feel really bad, but we couldn't do anything for her but sing happy birthday. Because every food that isn't her regular food upsets her stomach. So, so there's really nothing that we can do, but, we at least sing happy birthday. And she kind of looked over like, thank you. Actually, she kind of looked over like she wasn't interested at all whatsoever, but, but yeah, I believe she's 7. I wrote down the information somewhere. Yeah, she just turned 7 because she was born 2018, and 2 years after 2018 would be 2020, and then 5 more years would be 7. Yeah. Okay. I could have sworn she was a little older than that. Because um, one of my nephews is born in 2016, and I could have sworn that they were the same age. But my sister wrote down 2018. So, well, anyway, whatever age she is, um, um, we'll say that she's 7. Um, and like I said, she just turned on the 25th of October. So, oh, and just in case this messes up again, which is why I did my book spiel at the beginning of my book commercial at the beginning of the video. If you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I got a dumb question. Yeah, okay. You can't tell what kind of floor the inside has. Interesting. Anyway. So, I'm just saying, if it breaks it up into 15-minute increments, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't want it to. So, I was. Dang it. I was pretty happy with myself because I got. I got my whole entire chapter 42 fixed, and then on top of that, I got the whole entire first page redone. Now, keep in mind, I'm going from 5.5 pages to 14 1/4 pages. So it's going to take a while. But hopefully I will be able to get this done the way I want to. Okay. Oh, and I had to change Allison's voice because, it works when Brittany's not talking, but it doesn't work when Brittany is talking, when Brittany is in the scene. So I had Brittany be the Brittany voice, and then I had Allison be the Brittany voice. Well, that only works if Brittany is not in the scene, because otherwise there could be the potential of Brittany talking to Allison, and then it would sound like Brittany's talking to Brittany, So I had to go and work that out somehow. And so I just changed her voice to the Daisy voice, which doesn't work because then we're going to have Daisy have a voice, and there's a character named Daisy. I'm going to have Daisy have a voice, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I don't know how I'm going to do them all having different voices because two of the characters have a lot of daughters. Not that. So anyway, we're trying to get this done. And we're finally getting there. When I'm done with this one, we'll be on the number 6 street. And then we just have to go and put in houses until we're on the number 7 street. And then we'll be on the 8th street, and then we'll be on the 9th street, and then we'll be on the 10th street and be done. Well, I mean, as soon as we're done with the 10th street, we'll be done. And it'll be awesome. But for now, we're still on Street 5 and a little frustrated because it's taking forever. But I can't, uh, I can't invite Squibs on here because he's not going to understand that we got to do the houses in order. He's going to, he's going to want to do all of the oak houses and then all of the spruce houses and then all of the birch and, like that. And right now we can't do it that way. But, yeah, so the part of the book that I'm at right now is Chantel, Ashley, Brittany, Pepper, and Allison. They're all in Chantel's room trying to cheer up Ashley. And normally they would go to the ice cream parlor in town, the ice cream shop. It's the Banana Split ice cream shop. Doesn't sound right. Well, hopefully I labeled it because maybe it's a Banana Split ice cream store. It doesn't sound right either. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Um, but yeah, normally they would go to the ice cream, and this time they decided to go to the soda fountain because that's where Brittany is meeting her friends anyway. I mean, Natalie. Natalie is meeting her friends there anyway. Natalie can drive, Brittany cannot, So, anyway, um so they're sitting there, and Chantel gets this great idea because she remembers that um just after dinner Natalie was telling Michelle where she'd be just in case. I should have had that actually be a thing in the story, come up with a slight background for that idea because, it's like why would a college student tell her mom where she's going to be? Well, kind of makes sense in a, you know, uh, tell your parents where you're going to be just in case you're needed for something, or just in case you go missing, they'll know where you were the last where you were supposed to be that night and start from there, kind of thing. Well, anyway, she told her mom where she was going to be, and what oh, okay. See, I need to get those done, but I don't know if I'm putting the high school over here or if I'm putting the high school over there like I had before. I think I'm going to end up putting it over here. That's where I had it that one time, and I really liked it there. That's where it was supposed to be. And then I kind of got the idea of um, there's a movie called Summer School, and uh, one of the girls that has to attend summer school, the whole reason why she has to be there is because she keeps ditching class to go surfing. Because they live in, I guess they live in California. I don't know if they actually ever said where this place was, but anyway, they live in a town where it's so easy to go surfing. Oh no! Well, we'll put this in here for now. I'm sure we'll figure it out. So yeah, it was raining hard. It was well, no, it was hard and heavy, but it was raining pretty good yesterday. And before that, it was windy as all heck. In fact, last night, last night, I guess they're the former neighbor, but it, it just sounds really weird when I'm saying it. But I guess they're the former neighbor because she's having to move out. But anyway, her husband or whatever he is, because the way she talks is like he's not the husband, he's just the live-in boyfriend, or I mean not live-in boyfriend, but he's just a boyfriend. But I'm so confused, you know. But she calls him husband, so I don't understand that either. But whatever the thing is, he came over and he wanted to borrow a tool, and I'm like, was that a knock or the wind? And my husband's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna check. And it turned out to be the neighbor, so the former neighbor. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it had been, uh, yeah, the wind had been so loud all day, and then all of a sudden it was like it finally quieted down for a little bit, and then there was that noise, and it was like, what is that? But yeah, I was kind of afraid that it was going to rain on my book. Thank God it did not. And, um, I had been refreshing it like all day just in case it was going to come early. And okay, so I was saying the the beginning of this stream, whether it's severed from this half or not, I mean this part or not, um, whether it's severed from this part or not, it's still part of this. But anyway, I was saying that if I accidentally get a second copy somehow, because they didn't mean to deliver it to the house that early, I'm going to be calling them up and going, did you mean to send this? Yeah, because it wasn't supposed to get here until today. I'm just a little confused. Um, it's good though. Yeah. It was a good time to deliver it because it wasn't raining. And it wasn't so windy that it would end up in the neighbor's laundry room or something. It's a pretty heavy book though. It's like 500 pages or something like that. And, like my ultimate goal to start out with was to write books that were at least 300 pages because of the fact that one of my high school teachers, she got frustrated with, um, like she got frustrated with students turning in like a book report on, say, Cat in the Hat. That they've got a little sibling and they're reading The Cat in the Hat or Green Eggs and Ham or something like that, and do a book report on it. Easy peasy, you know, and the book report's done. Well, she decided one time that we had to read something that was 300 pages, and I didn't know that you could like go and say take the 3 Nancy Drew books that are connected. See, that might not have worked though, because technically they had a beginning, middle, and end for each part of it. But technically the 3 books are together because they're still in the place that they were in. Like 3 of the books, they're on a skiing trip. And so they're trying to, they're trying to solve the mystery, but, each book does have a beginning, middle, and end. And then, um, so it just may not have worked. Say they were, I don't remember where they were skiing, but say they were skiing in the Swiss Alps. I don't even know if you can ski in the Swiss Alps, but anyway, say they were skiing in the Swiss Alps and they found, some cute guys and, anyway, but oh, we don't have lights on. Okay. Yeah, we need to put the lights together too. I think that's what I was doing, was putting in the lights, and then all of a sudden I just stopped so I could put in the electrical poles or phone poles, whatever they are, because he wasn't even sure. It's a TSMC build. Anyway, I thought it was so cool that I had to put it in my build. And it doesn't have any, like, redstone parts because he's not very good at redstone, he says. I don't know. I'm pretty good at the stuff I make with redstone, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert. Like, I cannot go and make the, say, Star Trek door where you walk up to this point right here and the garage door opens automatically. I can't do that. I would really love to be able to do that for grocery stores. The best I can do is have the doors open when you touch the pressure plate. But I can have the lights come on automatically, the street lights. But I will not put, if I can help it, redstone into this world at all whatsoever. Except for the tracks. I mean, I don't know if that counts as redstone, but so there is a fly in the house. It just came over to bug me and Sam. He raises his head and doesn't do anything about it. And I'm a little worried about Ben because he's been hanging out on his own for a while. And, every time we have a cat that hangs out by itself a lot, it usually has to go live with the kitty doctor. But I thought it was so cool because Coral didn't, hang out with us very often. She always, stayed on her own. I mean, she hung out with my husband. She didn't hang out with me very much. But, the last few months of her life, she had actually hung out with us as if to say goodbye.
A pivotal opportunity awaits. This is Rachel from NPR with a simple.
A, it's a droid. B, I don't know what NPR is, but it's a scam. Because you go and, press the button to, you go and press the button to talk to somebody and they go, oh, did you want to talk about debt relief or do you want to talk about, college classes? And it's like, no. I want to talk about the $70,000 said I could have. Debt, to spend on anything I want and make sure that we're financially stable and all that, and you never have to pay it back. Sounds so good, doesn't it? Especially to a person who's not making much money right now. And I don't think I'm going to get my money until December or January. I don't know which. I'm not expecting it until January, so if I get it in December, even better. Um, Look, half and half house. Anyway, I hope that the scammers don't bug my husband too much because yesterday he knows I stream until 11. And today I'm going to try to stick to that because I've got to do the litter boxes and I've got to finish up that chapter. Um I Oh yeah, I found out that part of my story did not have the word the in it, and I had to add that. So it made a whole lot more sense with the soda fountain instead of soda fountain because it's not called soda fountain, it's called the soda fountain. But anyway, yeah, I had to go and fix that yesterday. That was, um, like I was kind of looking at it like, how did I do that?
Important notification. When you get this message, it's time to act. My name is Victoria from Financial Solutions, and I have been trying to reach you. This is the final attempt to contact you regarding a financial relief support offer valued.
Liar. Because as soon as you go and try to talk to them about that, that's the thing where they're offering you, like $70,000 and you can spend it any way you need to, and you never have to pay it back and all that stuff. Yeah. And they're either talking to you about getting a loan, which you do have to pay back. Thank you very much. Or, um, or signing up for college classes. And it's like, if I could afford college classes, don't you think that I would have the money that I needed for day to day stuff? But if I had $70,000, I'd probably put 50,000 of it toward the mortgage and then take the rest of it and um, start paying off those medical bills. I think actually the 20,000 would go and pay it off no problem and maybe even have some left over, but I don't know. Um, and our our ideas of getting a dishwasher put in, that's uh that's going to be expensive, and the washer dryer combo, that's going to be kind of expensive. But we need a way to do the laundry in the winter without me, stressing myself out, thinking I'm going to slip on some ice and hurt myself. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people who give their cats catnip because, you get a cat, you give it catnip, right? They don't think that it's a drug and you wouldn't drug your kids, your actual people kids. Um, I can't really say that around here because, the cats think that they're people and they act like people a little bit. And anyway, I gotta be so careful right now. Yeah, that's something I need to work on today too. While I'm putting in um while I'm putting in the colors, I've gotta put in the track. So as soon as we get to mm, it's not all the way down, but it's a good, the the sea lantern thing. It's not all the way down, but uh dang, how far does this go? Anyway, the part of the story that I'm at right now, um, they, Chantal goes upstairs, talks to Natalie, and finds out that she's going to the soda fountain anyway. Dang. Finds out that she's going to the soda fountain anyway. So, that's where they're gonna. Okay, right here. Well, then I will put it right here because that is where it needs to be. Oh, yeah. So, one, two, three. No. One, two, three, four, five. So yesterday, um, watching Halloween episodes and Bewitched, uh, the show Bewitched has like 4 different Halloween episodes, and um, and one of them has Samantha's mom throwing a party at Samantha's house. And she said that she forgot the beluga caviar. Well, she wasn't saying beluga though. She was saying beluga. And it's like, that's not the way you're supposed to say it. But maybe beluga didn't sound. Oops. Maybe beluga didn't sound, ugh. Hello? Sounds like they were so busy scamming my husband that they forgot to talk to me. Huh. Well, attempting to scam him anyway. Okay. Anyway. On Saturday, we've got to wake up kind of early because there's supposed to be a hot air balloon. There's supposed to be hot air balloons going somewhere. We never did figure out where. But anyway, they're going from here to there. Or they might be going from there to here. I don't know. But whatever they decided on this year, I've got to go and um, figure it out. Last year, I just, I went out the back door and I'm like, oh, cool. We kind of think of the grass side door as the back door, but you know, the the people who made the building, were thinking that that's the front door because that's where the mailbox is. And the dog owners think it's, the best thing since sliced bread to, get the energy out of your puppy dog. But we kind of think of the street side door as the front door. Makes more sense. Okay. Um. Um. Anyway. Oh, anyway, so Natalie is emailing her friend because her friend Romeo has a project with a classmate, and he supposedly lost the friend's number. I say supposedly because something that will happen later in the chapter, but uh he lost the number, so he's asking Natalie for it. Well, Well, so she's trying to email him because she found out. She was talking to him on the phone, and before she could give the answer, it uh hung up the call and won't even let her text him. So she's trying to email, and um and so anyway, she sends the email, and then they go downstairs and they knock on Kat and William's door, and it turns out that Kat and William had some ideas after dinner to give kisses to each other. Don't worry, they're married. Not a big deal. Um, they had the idea to give kisses to each other, and they're not exactly dressed. So they don't open the door all the way, but they do give Net or she Kat gives Natalie the keys, and she won't open the door enough that they could see her outfit because lack of outfit, and anyway, she gives the keys and it's all good. Well, then uh they go out to the minivan, and uh I had Paige in the scene. Well, Paige doesn't make sense because she would have gone on a flight to New York and shouldn't be in the rest of the book. Or at least I'm pretty sure she shouldn't be in the rest of the book. This might be one of those books where I had them on the summer trip, in this case, uh, Esperanza's party in the island. I had them there, and then I have them at home for a little while, and then they're back on ship again. But I don't know. I know that happens in one of the books, and I just don't remember which one. I don't remember which one it is. Um, so my husband doesn't see, my husband doesn't seem to understand that they are trying to get a sample of his voice. So, like, if you don't mind giving a sample of your voice to scammers who will therefore use your voice to scam somebody else, then keep talking by all means. But if you don't want that to happen, you say hello, and if nobody comes on the line, not even an AI voice, stay quiet. Do not say yes or anything like that because they'll go and use that to sign up for credit cards and stuff. But anyway, so then they go and take the keys to the minivan, and they all get in, and Allison's in the front seat because Ashley decided she wanted to sit in the very back seat. And then I suddenly couldn't remember how many, does it go passenger and driver's seat, and then the two behind that, and then the very back? I just could not remember. So since I couldn't remember, I think that's what I came up with. Is that there's actually the two in front, and there's the two seats in front, the driver's and the passenger, and then 3 seats because it made more sense at the time, and then 3 seats in the back. So it's a 8-seat minivan. I thought I made a 9-seat minivan, but I don't know. You know, it's something to think about. Is it a 9-seat minivan? Is it an 8-seat minivan? I usually see 8 seats. So there's like 3 seats in the back, and then, or no, I guess 7, because there's usually like the 3 seats in the back, and then 2 seats in the driver's seat and the passenger seat. But it would probably be better to have an 8-seat minivan. Okay. Yes, we're done with this one. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Okay. Sometimes I get the roof wrong. I am hungry. So, yesterday, I actually made dinner. And I was pretty happy about it, except for that it didn't have the bacon. Tastes even better with bacon. Bacon bits, the nice soft ones. I don't like the crunchy ones. But yeah, the nice soft ones. It just it's like the thing that makes the recipe fancy, you know. And it's what makes it worth eating, I guess. And it tasted okay without the bacon bits, but tastes even better with them. So yesterday, I was trying to convince my husband, because I really do. I want to try, I don't want to buy a whole cake, because if I can't eat it, I'm going to be very upset. But I want to try a slice of cake to see if I can eat it. And in times past, at the very least, we haven't gone actively looking for that lately, but in times past, there was slices of cake at Walmart, in the bakery section, and I want to see if they still have it. Because if they do, cool. If they don't, then I have to go get a box mix and a box mix and chocolate fudge frosting. I always get the chocolate fudge frosting. I think it's yeah, it's just chocolate fudge frosting, Anyway, it's really good. And we get a strawberry cake, so it tastes even better. My husband would want me to get chocolate on chocolate, but but I'm like, I like strawberry. And I don't think we had cake for my birthday, so I don't know what we did have. We might have had, well, we might have had like a little pie or something. Um those little pies from Walmart. We might have had something like that, or cookies, or oh, okay. I was like seeing little flashes of light to my left, and I'm like, what is that? And then I'm like, oh, it's me. It's showing my what I'm doing on the screen on the Twitch window. Um, I, I'm like super happy right now because I was able to get the first two pages done. Now I'm working on the third, and we'll get it done. Anyway, the goal is to get done with this. At 11, have lunch, um, and then do the litter boxes, and hopefully go shopping. He needs milk, and like I said, I want cake. It's just somebody was talking about cake yesterday on one of the videos, and it just sounded so good. And now I'm in the mindset of let's do an experiment, see if it messes up my tummy or not. At first, I thought that the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches were messing up my tummy, but um, I think it was like shock of, oh my gosh, she ate it. you know. So the video that I've got on the screen this time is actually Attractions Live. And she goes to Disneyland quite a lot. But this time she went to like Salem, Massachusetts, I think. Could be Salem, Oregon. Anyway, I think it said Salem earlier in the video, and she doesn't just do Disneyland, although she goes there quite a lot. Sometimes she was even a Disney cast member at one point in life. But yeah, she'll even go there just to draw pictures. But I like Pop's Disney Adventures because he goes on the rides. I kind of like Fresh Baked. Um, because he usually goes. Um, he's the one that drives me crazy actually, and another one drove me crazy because he's like 15 minutes. That's a no go, and it's like 15 minutes is a dang good scenario for a ride, especially if you have kids. That was not Fresh Baked. That was somebody else, um, but they've got a family of four. I think the mom, the dad, and two sons. I think it was, and literally the guy said 15 minutes is a no go, and it's like then you're not going on rides very much, are ya? But yeah, Fresh Baked is the one that he goes and tells you if you're at a certain spot in the I mean if there's um enough if you're looking at the line and you see nobody in it, there's either been a breakdown, it's broken down at the moment, or they're just hidden away. You can't see them at the moment, kind of thing. And, depending on what part of the line that they're actually in is, whether you should go in the line or not. And, you know, I was always, I don't want to say I was raised to wait in line, but, we didn't pretty princess. We just, got in the line of the ride that we wanted to go on at that moment and, waited until the end. And then got on the ride and I don't know how many rides we went on in one day back in August of 2000, but it seemed like a lot. It was more than 3. Like, most people are trying to tell you you're going to get into. I kind of think it was funny that my dad got lost in Disneyland. I feel like I know it's a lot different on a video game than it is in real life. But I feel like if I went to Disneyland, except for in Star Wars Land, because I've never been there, I would be very confident that I could find everything that I was trying to find. Um, you know, I mean, I haven't gone in the shops obviously all that much, but still, I think I would be able to find everything they need. Well, my dad, he's been to Disneyland, I think, more times than I have. I've been there 4 times, and no, we're not planning a trip to Disneyland. Well, I'm planning a trip to Disneyland, just no finances to do so. I'm always planning a trip to Disneyland. It's like the Music Man, where he always thinks there's a band. You know, I'm always planning a trip to Disneyland. Me and my husband have never been there together. We've been there separately. You know, he's been with his family, I've been with my family. Um, but we've never been together. And I really want to go back. The only problem is that I think I'm not going to have as good a time as I usually do because, you know, the way everything is. And I still think that it's really weird that they can go and fix everything else in the whole entire park. Um, they can fix everything else in the whole entire park and cannot stop the playful spooks from interrupting our tour on the Haunted Mansion. Because you cannot convince me that every single time someone goes on that ride, there's a handicapped person that wants to ride the ride at the exact same time. There's just no way, statistically speaking, that would not happen. Every single time it uh it runs during the day, it breaks down every single time. And I don't know why it does that. And it's not one of those rides that stops. You know, like Snow White ride. It goes it goes and stops so you can get in the vehicle, and then it goes, throughout the ride, and then it stops so you can get off again. Haunted Mansion doesn't do that. It's just, I think it ought to, but it doesn't do that. It just keeps going and going and going and going all day long. And that's gotta be, putting some wear and tear on everything. Okay, so dang it. And the problem is that I need all that stuff. Um, I need the garage doors until I know that I've got all of them in there. Um, well, technically I could live without the bone meal, but I'm not going to. I need this for the 2-story houses. I need that for the 2-story houses. Technically, I don't need that because the houses are that color anyway. But if a 2-story had to be bamboo, you know. Well, I guess if I. Yeah, I'll have to come back to this. I guess if I had to, I could put the bamboo away and just not grow the trees right now. Okay, I need to go that way then. Because this is driving me crazy. I don't have the stairs that I need. Oh, I can just trade it out. I think it's the next two-story. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. I don't know why I had the stone stairs anyway. Okay. So, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 4, 5. I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, let's follow the houses that are already done, and then, yeah, okay. Problem is that the houses that aren't already done are the ones that, oh, okay. The ones that aren't already done are the ones I need to double check. Like that. Okay. Let's do that for now. Okay, think what I need to do is go this way. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, those were fine. I know that more than that was taken out. That's so weird. Oh, like this one right here. So I don't know why. And it's not that, it's not that important, but um all of a sudden, all of a sudden, I'll be sitting here and that song from Mulan that Donny Osmond sang will pop into my head. Okay, so dang. I'm just saying this whole project is taking a really long time. But so is book writing, but I'm okay with that taking a long time for some reason, but I'm not okay with this taking a long time. I don't know. It seems weird. I mean, I'm okay with it taking a long time. It's just, I know I've noticed I keep complaining about it, and it's like, you know, if it was set up correctly, we wouldn't have a problem. But I found that there's some spots in here where it's not set up correctly, and I have to go and fix the colors. And the gardener seems to be so loud right now. What street are we on? This one. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. No, I think we need to go back the other way. Wait, no. Okay. We're good. Oh, this is not the right street. That's the problem. No, that is the right street. What? Oh, it's the wrong end of the street. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's why there's a giant arrow just all of a sudden in the middle of the over here. Okay. Um so yeah, I have no idea what I was gonna say. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind, never mind, never mind. So this is literally like if I can get this all the way over there to the other end, then I can start putting in the poles, and then I can start putting in the parts on the sides. And why are we walking by a dumpster? Um, yeah, I can do all that stuff. I've got a plan for this year's um um I've got a plan for Saturday. I want to sit in front of the bandstand like I did last time, or at least sit close enough to it that the announcements aren't all garbled, and then hopefully it won't be like last year where everybody's like kind of pushing me aside and telling me I'm in the way. That was so annoying last year. Everybody kept basically telling me I was in their way. And it's like, until I got over in front of the bandstand. And it was like, we're just going to walk in front of you. And that was okay, as long as I got to I got to record the parade part, it was good. But yeah, I need to be able to use up my battery so I can go and put it on the charger Friday night and it will charge. And then I'll have a fresh battery and I can go and record the whole entire thing. And even if it's in pieces like it was last year, even if it's in pieces like it was last year, it'll be good. What I want to be able to do is what I want to be able to do is uh um have it to where we get Fillmore Wondershare um and we can piece it together um get Fillmore Wondershare like I had before and then piece it together as one big video. That's what I was trying to say. Piece it together like it's one big video. Um
I have a message for you. It's Veronica from HLP Assistance.
Even if there was an HLP assistance, it's still a scam because you 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's still a scam because you go and talk to them and they're asking did you want help with your debt relief, and you're over there going no, and that's not what I called about, because I called about the $70,000 that you're going to give me for absolutely no reason, because that's what I need. See, the problem is that I'm not. I mean, I can go and advertise my books all day long. I'm pretty good at that. But actually getting you to buy them, not necessarily the same thing. And on top of that, um wait a minute. Why is there wasn't there another one over here? No. Okay. I crashed into the building because I had an itchy nose. So I had to make it unitchy. I've got a dumb question. Why do they make telephone poles and stuff out of actual wood instead of making them out of, uh, something more metal? Or something that is metal. I don't know why they would do that. Because it seems to me that if you have wooden poles, that somebody could catch them on fire really easily, and then, that fire is going to go down the cords to people's houses and, cause big problems. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's what could happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we've even, I don't know why that made me think of it, but we've even had people call us back up and say, "Why'd you hang up on me?" It's like, well, you're trying to scam me out of my hard-earned money. And I personally think that, writing books is very hard-earned money. But then you're sitting there and you're like, okay, Brittany's driving. That's fine. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. If Ashley can't drive and Brittany's younger, Brittany can't drive. So you gotta add Natalie. I need to sneeze and it won't come. That's okay. Anyway, so one of these days, it's gonna be that we've got this all figured out and we'll be able to build the rest of town and it'll be nice. Just not today. Yeah, okay, so we got it over there in between Spruce and Cherry. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. And now we're getting Cherry and Birch. Now we're getting in between Cherry and Birch. And, it'll look dang. No, I don't have to do it this way, but since the world's underneath there and I want it to be all nice and solid, this is a very solid pole now. Um, if I ever get crazy enough, I might go under the world and, fix it. But I don't think I'm gonna go under the world. That would definitely freak me out. I get claustrophobic even in Minecraft caves. So, it's like if I'm cool with the situation, like having alone time with my husband, something like that, that's fine. But if it's like, um, if it's like a situation that I don't, um, that I wasn't, uh, like if you're in Costco or Walmart and there's like 3,000 people, or at least it sure feels like it at the time, um, and they all seem to be in one central location. I have a big problem with that. It was kind of nice when we were working at Walmart because, I was used to the crowd. But now I'm like at home with the kitty cats all the time and so I don't have that feeling of I'm okay, Like, one year we were me and my husband were working as vendors for this one company. That means in that case it meant that I got sent to the Rayleigh's grocery store in South Lake Tahoe, um, the one across from Heavenly Village Cinema, and I was supposed to be checking on a display, only I never made it there. I felt really bad too. I never made it there because um, I hit black ice and I had slowed down significantly. I don't know how this happened, but anyway, I hit black ice and I ended up hitting. Uh, Part of the reason was I was trying to change lanes in a spot where you're not supposed to change lanes. Now, if he would have given me the ticket for that, changing lanes inside Cave Rock, that would have been totally fine. No, I was petting her and she tried to bite me again. Not tried to bite me, made made the motions like she was going to, to say I am not biting her back. I get enough fur in my oh. He said it's a fake bite, but so yesterday I don't know how they did that either, because they're dogs. That just seems so weird. But my aunt called me and we were talking, and her puppies were driving her crazy. One kept getting up on the table and the coffee table, and I don't know what the deal was. Besides that, dogs are crazy, but that's what happened. Um, she keeps trying to convince me to take one of the dogs, and I'm like, I can't take a dog until Sam is uh not alive anymore. You know,
In the past week, we've been offered a sub-teenager and a dog.
a sub teenager,
Well, or a teenager, depending on your mood.
huh?
Fauci was offering his kids.
Oh,
He's like, you want one?
was he kidding
Yeah,
though?
of course.
Okay. So apparently we got offered, one of the puppies, and I would definitely,
The answer's no.
even if we were crazy enough to say yes,
Financially, the answer is no.
even if we were crazy enough to say yes, I would definitely train up that puppy to not be, but they're going to be big dogs. They're like, they're like, um, lab mixes or something like that. No, I already told her no, because we can't have a dog until Sam's not with us anymore. It's going to be at least a good 4 years. Hey, it was a human this time.
I'd like to know where you guys are getting me on some list because I need to be taken off that list. I don't qualify and won't for another 20 years.
Yeah, and yelling at them's really going to get them to take you off the list.
I'm just frustrated by it. That's all there's to that. And if that thing was actually legit, I hope it was recorded. Because I am frustrated by them.
I'm beyond frustrated.
Lay into it enough, a woman will shut up about it. Foreigner selling Medicaid.
So we were trying to think of things that we needed from that W store. And we gotta get bacon bits. Or get them from Costco. He seems to like the ones from Walmart. And I don't mind the ones from Walmart. I really don't. But the ones from Costco were more plentiful. So, I don't know. Dang. So my question is, now that I thought about it, what's it gonna take to tame the Nautilus so you can ride them and stuff? Because I still need to get the be 2 minutes underwater while breathing. Okay. The breathe underwater for 2 minutes. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I need it. And preferably without going to the nether first. Or the end, or whatever. What happened?
Oh, just the instructions trying to jump off the fridge again. Magnets aren't that strong.
They're not supposed to hold it down. They're supposed to clip onto it. It stayed just fine all day yesterday. Yes, it did. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure because it looked like they weren't there. These are definitely not here. You know, and we're having to use our imagination because I can't figure out a way to get it correct. We're having to use our imagination on the idea of, getting. Although I saw something
You want droid?
um of getting the electricity to the houses.
No, it's not. It's droid.
Is what I was trying to say.
Back off. Stop listening to me. You said Medicare. Starting at 6 o'clock in the morning with the damn Medicare ads.
Started at 5 something one time.
And then they wonder why movies like Grumpy Old Men exist. Spammers make me grumpy old men.
Spammers are making you grumpy old men, huh? There's one of you. So I don't know if I missed that one or what. Or if it's like. Or if it's like I said, we'll do that later. Well, it's later. So I'm putting that wall in. If that sounds familiar, that quote sounds familiar to any of you, you were probably a Full House fan.
Honestly, could give a hang less about Medicare right now. It's nothing more than an annoyance at the moment.
Because they've made it an annoyance.
Yeah. Scammers have done a really good job of that.
Yeah, I just realized that, when we do the school, how are we going to do that?
Very carefully.
With the electricity because it didn't have uh electrical telephone poles, whatever. I mean, it didn't have. Oh, he says the wiring was underground.
On all the schools I've been to.
Okay. Well, getting see how close we are. Um. Anyway, we can no longer see how close we are, or how close we aren't, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so I was watching an episode of Buffy yesterday. It's part of the Halloween list that we watch. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Um and there was a basement there. And I was kind of thinking it would be neat to make the two-story houses have a basement too. Because the two-story actually has stairs. But then, like, the living room would be the bottom story. That's the only problem with that, is, like, the living room would be the bottom story. The basement. Because otherwise we don't have room. Because where the stairs would need to be, or, well, where the TV would need to be is where the stairs would be. Um, anyway, that's the only thing I could think of that would be a bad thing about that. Of course, that one has a few things that I'm like surprised I didn't wake up in the middle of the night. Um, I was having a big problem trying to go to sleep last night. I always go to sleep to a story, and the problem is that I like the book The Outsiders. It's one of my favorites, but I cannot go to sleep to that sometimes. It you know, it doesn't give me warm and cozy. It just gives me I like the story. So it's supposed to be a warm and cozy. It's supposed to be a um it's supposed to be a book that actually deals realistically with teenagers. So, you wouldn't get warm and cozy from it. But anyway, so I can't sleep to it sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, exhausted and my brain's like, oh, okay, well, fine. But, I usually cannot sleep to it. And last night was one of those times. My brain's going, what are you doing? So I put on a different story and, um, I put on a different story and I, uh, fell asleep pretty quickly after that. I could have put one of my stories on there, but I don't want to get them all confused. They're confused enough as is. Um, because I wrote this part of this story, uh, like say I wrote this part of this story in January of 2019, and then I wrote this other part of the story that is before that in 2021, like say September 2021, and then I find out that it was supposed to be the other way around all along. The first part that I wrote should have been first, and then the September thing, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, that couldn't have happened because of this, and it's like, oh, so right now I'm fixing things that weren't fixed before because I was still confused about it, and how it was supposed to go. What? Yeah, my husband's saying if I'm confused about it, there's no hope for the rest of the rest of everybody because you know you know the author's supposed to know. And that's one of the reasons why that is one of the reasons why I like to watch Murder She Wrote, is because she writes books too. What? Okay. He's saying open my email. I'm not going to do that on stream. I'm not going to do that on stream, but if it's something that I think y'all need to know about, I'll tell you in the next stream or video. But he's saying, he's saying it like you don't need to know. But I don't know. I'll make my own decision. Anyway, we should be getting near the end, shouldn't we? I am not putting in chains in the dark and rain though. I think that's pretty cool because there are a whole bunch of places that now have rentable bicycles. I was just seeing something, and I think it was just a regular bike rack, but I was seeing something on the video here, and it just like, I think this video would be more interesting if I could have the sound on. But since I have not asked Christine whether I can have her video on my stream, I have not asked permission to have her video in the background of my stream. I'm not going there. I did ask Suro, and he said yes. So, I think Mr. Starnsky might have said yes also, because when I asked, there was a heart by the comment, but I have no idea what that really means. So, just in case, I don't put him in the background of my streams. And I think I tried to ask Pop's Disney Adventures, and I don't think he answered me. So, or he gave me the heart treatment too. So I don't know. Just in case I don't have anybody in the back of my streams unless I get a definite affirmative yes from them. Because, I like to sit here and build and have, the YouTube videos in the background. And, I mean, I like to, watch, have them playing in the background. And, and if I don't have permission from somebody, I'm not going to put them on there. Just in case, because, you don't want to get people upset at you. But, I always say, it's this person's video. I do not say that, it's my video in any way, shape, or form. I always say, it's Pop's Disney Adventures playing in the background, or Attractions Live, or Sorrow, or Mr. Star and Sky, Park Pass. I always tell you who is in the background just in case. Or if it's one of my stories, I'll say that. So we're coming up on, I think we're coming up on stories where I could totally have the whole entire thing on stream for Minecraft and it would be fine. But I'm not entirely sure. My husband's saying, don't give out free samples, but how am I going to get you to understand how unless I have some kind of teaser, here. He's right though. I tend to play too much of it. Oh, that's the hospital. Oh, I see. Yeah, we could make, like, I don't know how to do a members only stream. I really don't. But we could make a members only stream where it's um where I know you'd have to pay to get access, um but we could do a stream like that, and that's the way you can get the teaser. But I'd rather put a teaser, at least I mean, just a teaser. But I would like to put a teaser on there. And if I can find one of those programs, maybe through Speechelo, where I can make, where I can make my AI book covers and little videos to show what happened in that part of the book, like make a little video of it. I think that would be really awesome. I think Speechelo had something like that. They keep saying, like limited time offer, get it now. And then I don't write down what it is because obviously I'm not going to be able to get it. Not without people buying my books. Because, I need to have money for it. Okay, so 1, 2. No. 1, 2. There we go. But it's not the 2. And, and then. And then one of these days, we're going to go and get the candles and put those on top. So yeah, the problem is that we need to um uh I, I need to do the litter boxes today, and we gotta go shopping, and we gotta do story stuff. Hopefully I can focus. Because I've had a big focus issue lately. It's like I know I need to do my story, but then I'm like, but I need to do this, what I'm doing right now. I need to do litter boxes. I need to do I mean, I want to um I want to watch Halloween videos. I want to watch TV show videos, the ones that we have on DVD. Oh, that's why that looks funny. I now know why it looks funny. No, 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 no. Okay, thank you. I'm like, it looks too small. There's a song that one of the ladies at our church used to sing, and the only part that I can remember right now is um, something about the cross. And every time she sang that, she sounded like she had a retainer in her mouth, and I didn't understand. I I do not understand why every single time she sings that song. She can sing any song, any other song, and she's fine. But with that particular song, sounds like she's got a retainer in her mouth. So weird. I mean, it still sounds good. It just sounds a little weird. But anyway, I kind of want my aunt to learn that one, but I don't remember what it's called, or I don't know what it's called. I think I have it on video though. So, so the thing is that I supposedly, um, I think I uninstalled a program that I really, really need. So then I need to get a new copy of it, and then on my computer, it's for video editing. 'Cause like I make home videos, and with that program I can go and take the well, if we could find a VCR again, I'd be able to take the um oh no, I can't take the videotapes anymore because we don't have a player. But we do have a DVD player, and we got some home videos on um that we'd be able to um copy over into digital media, which would be a little safer, I think. Or, at least we'd have a backup. Um, or like that's a good way to, um, I think that's a good way to take, and not need Fillmore Wondershare. But and I'd rather have Fillmore Wondershare. I know how to use that, and it's a good program. It's a video editing program, and I'm not getting paid to advertise this, but um, Suro, I think, was the one that introduced me to it. Um, not physically in the same room, but he was advertising it, saying it's a good program for video editing. And, most of the time, I'm like, I would like to, uh, I'd like to just leave it the way it is because then you see the whole process. But every once in a while, I'm like, we need to edit this. So, because, like, if I'm recording something and then all of a sudden I had to get up to go upstairs or I had to get up to um, cat's water or make sure that their food, goes down because gravity feeders don't actually have gravity. I mean, I love our gravity feeders, I really do, but they don't have gravity, so you have to go in there with like um with some kind of scoop, or if you don't mind getting sick, with your hand, but I recommend with the scoop or spoon or something. And then um we got okay, so I remembered the scoops that they have at the Jelly Belly factory. And I was like, we need something like that. And we happened to find it at Walmart. We happened to find it at Walmart. And um so we bought one, and then we bought a different one later. I don't know what we did with the first one. I think it got broken. Like the handle broke or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, because I know that we bought two of them. Um, anyway, so we got the one that we're using now, and it is a good scoop. I like it. I don't know what people normally use it for, but we use it for the cat food. Um, like when we need to fill up the gravity feeders, we'll go and um, when we need to feed the and when we need to fill up the gravity feeders, we'll use the scoop to get it into the feeder. Um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was weird. It died at 8:15. I mean, it just died and the internet did not go out. And we only had 1 bar of signal on the modem, which doesn't make any sense. We still only have 1 bar, okay? Anyway, we're supposed to be 5G, 4 bars of signal and all that. And I really want to kind of go over there and go, okay, so we have this device. Um, how many devices are we supposed to be able to have on at one time? Um, well, we can't go back to, I mean, we can't threaten to go back to Spectrum um, because they were going out every 5 seconds, literally. They're not. But my stream did die at 8:15, and then it's been going strong ever since. So instead of making this part 2, I just, decided to put it together as 2 separate streams like I did on purpose. Obviously, I didn't. But, yeah. Just decided to do it that way. Um, so maybe in December we can, like hopefully in December we will get so far into this project that we'll be able to, um, we'll get so far into this project that we can start doing the 4th of July firework thing again. Needs desperate attention because we only have until July 3rd to come up with it, because we want it to, I want to be able to upload it for. That's the problem. I usually upload it for 6 o'clock, and the thing has not been working. Just get the schedule thing has not been working. Um, I probably should tell them about that. But the schedule thing has not been working, and I don't like that because, like, I went and put the video to come, a certain video to come out at like 12:45, and it was 1 o'clock, and it had not gone to the thing, and I had the correct date and everything because it was supposed to be same day, but schedule it for later in the day, and it didn't do it. So I don't know if I'm like not paying attention to what day I put it on there or what, but it was not working. So anyway, I'm gonna, you know, if I can, I'm going to get the litter boxes done, and I'm gonna try to get the whole entire chapter done today. Although it's 14 and a fourth chapters, I just don't think there's enough time during the day to do that, but I'm gonna sure try. Um, yeah, but like I said, we have to go do a little bit of shopping, and hey, 25 minutes, yay! We have to do a little bit of shopping, and gotta do the litter boxes. After that, I am footloose and fancy free to work on my story. But like I said, I'm probably gonna put on I'm probably gonna put on something Halloweenish and get totally distracted. Although if I put on something that I've seen like 300,000 times, maybe that won't happen. I don't know. There, now all I have to do is put the chains on, and we're all good. Because you can see the chains better than you can see the string. The chains kind of look like a cord that's going from pole to pole. What? Well, I think we'll go shopping before we do litter boxes. What? I didn't hear a knock. Well, then check this one. Yeah, it didn't sound like that one, but you didn't see extra package?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm weirded out because it was supposed to arrive today, not yesterday. And then why tell me Monday if it was going to arrive Sunday anyway? And why did it arrive well, yeah. Like why did it get delivered on Sunday? You know, usually people don't deliver on Sundays. But Amazon does. Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, we can hear it if those neighbors have guests. Did you snitch a kitty? You're supposed to be. It's in the cat handbook, Bobby.
Mommy, if you were a kid, you get nothing for Christmas but a lump of coal and a bundle of switches. You know that. Number of fights you started in this house.
You be nice to her.
That's all you'd get. A lump of coal and a bundle of switches.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because it sounds like you said a bottle the first time. Oh, yeah, they fixed it. I forgot. I don't have to worry about it. Well, okay, if I go up on accident, I do. But look, that's so nice. That's awesome. I can get this done. Okay, but there's one problem. I have to go upstairs. I will be right back. Ow, ow, ow. Knees. He's not going upstairs. He's going to guard me and make sure that he can report to you if I don't make it down the stairs in the proper way. Okay, I'm back.
Grumbly, grouchy, girly kid.
I think it's kind of funny how my kitty cats, uh, wait until I leave the room to start grumbling at each other.
Guess who isn't gonna do that anyway?
Well, yeah, but they always wait until they're in another room. You know, they wait until they're in another room. I mean, I'm in another room. And then it's grumble, grumble, grumble.